So you have the dreaded anterior pelvic tilt, where you find your rib flaring and your pelvis dump, but also your back extended. I'm going to show you a very simple drill you could do to start correcting that position, but also holding that position so then you don't just keep dumping right back into that anterior pelvic tilt. So the only thing you need for this is a chair or just somewhere to sit. And what you're going to do, wherever you're sitting, you're going to scooch to the edge. We're going to take our index finger and our thumb and go right around the bony parts of our hip. From here, we're just going to start building some awareness of our pelvic positioning. So if I'm here in a neutral position, I'm going to slowly dump my pelvis forward and then try to bring it back. A good cue that helps me is I like to think of my pelvis as a bowl of water. And I'm going to slowly start to dump that water out the front, and then I'm going to return it and then slowly start to dump it out the back. So again, we don't want to be anteriorly pelvic tilted, but the more that we can control our awareness of our pelvic position, the more we can stay out of this posture when we need it. So you're just going to cycle back and forth a good 10 times. Once we start to build that awareness, we're going to see if we can control that neutral pelvis position during movement. So again, I don't want to anteriorly pelvic tilt. I'm going to start to dump that water out the back. I'm going to hold that position, plant my legs or feet into the ground, and then start to squat up while holding that posterior pelvic tilt. And then I'm going to slowly bring myself back down to the chair. The more that we can control that neutral pelvis through the ascend and descend, the more we can hold that position for long periods of time. Again, what we don't want is dumping right into that anterior pelvic tilt as we come up or as we come back down. It looks super simple, but it's a lot harder than you think. Again, trying to hold that posterior pelvic tilt, or I like to think of tucking my tail between my legs, squat up, slowly squat back down. Again, we're just going to repeat this for a good 10, or until you feel like you lose your position and you go right back into that anterior pelvic tilt. Again, this is a super simple drill where you practice your positional awareness first, but then start to practice your control as we go through human movement. And the combination of those, if you practice this every day over a week or two period, you'll notice that your pelvic positioning goes from that anterior pelvic tilt more into that posterior neutral position. If you're struggling with anterior pelvic tilt, give this drill a try. If you want to see more anterior pelvic tilt content, well, give this video a like so I know. Comment down below if you like this kind of content. And also subscribe and hit the bell notification button so then you know when I drop new anterior pelvic tilt content.